Good, happy Monday morning, February 11, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we begin with your weather. Sun on Monday, then snow arrives Tuesday. With more on that, let's go to meteorologist Haley LaPointe with a full weather forecast.
Are you ready to hit the open road this year? It begins at Country Camper. We've got a new name.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Haley LaPointe. Here's an update on your forecast. We've had some passing clouds in southern New Hampshire, mainly the high variety. Otherwise, it's been a beautiful, sunny Sunday, a little bit on the chilly side, but it's been dry all throughout the weekend. That is about to change. Not Monday, though. Monday, though, we get another day of sunshine. Then it's Tuesday into Wednesday that this system starts to move in, and it looks like we get snow, heavy snow at that in some spots, and then also a little bit of a wintry mix in a few areas. As for tonight, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, single digits north, teens, and some low 20s across central and southern New Hampshire with light winds. Tomorrow we'll have northwest winds about 11 miles per hour with sunshine, some passing clouds. Temperatures coldest in the north of the notches, where we'll be in the teens, 20s for Laconia and Plymouth, about 30 Concord, in the low to mid 30s when you get into places like Manchester, down into Nashua, and in Portsmouth. All right, so let's talk about this snow. Monday is fine. The commutes to and from work will be just fine. On Tuesday, that changes though. Here's 7 a.m. and we start to see the clouds really thickening up. There might be some sunshine early on in the day. Maybe when you're driving into work for the morning commute, you'll see the sunshine briefly, but then the clouds take over. Snow is expected to arrive as early as maybe 11 a.m. or noon in the southwestern part of the state, in the Monadnock region. And then it slowly starts to move from the southwest up toward the north and east through the afternoon hours. So it really depends, on your location, and that will be the timing of the snow. So for the Upper Valley, Lebanon, Manchester, I'd say by about 2 p.m. you have the snow starting, but it could be as late as maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening that it actually gets to the North Country. There you go. By 6 o'clock in the evening, pretty much all of us, it's snowing, and it's snowing hard, especially in central and southern New Hampshire. And note that it is all snow at that time. It's also the evening commute time, so this will be very slow going on the roadways because of the snow already on the roadways and continuing to come down with lower visibility and more intense bands coming through as well. As we then go through the overnight, it stays snow from the lakes region and northward, but you see this pink color, which seems to be the case with every winter storm we've had so far this season. Southern New Hampshire, particularly at the seacoast, likely will get a little bit of sleet and freezing rain mixing in, so that will limit the snow totals there. Here's 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Clean up, and there's still snow falling in many locations, so the morning commute likely will be impacted as well. But slowly, as we go through to the afternoon, the snow will wrap up. By noontime, I think we might even see some sun in southern New Hampshire as the snow continues up in the mountains. There's a winter storm watch that's been posted for almost the entire area because of this system for Tuesday noontime onward and through Wednesday. As far as the travel impacts go, the morning commute on Tuesday is fine, but then high impacts for the evening commute and then the morning commute on Wednesday. It should be fine by the evening commute, except maybe up north, like in the White Mountains or north, because the snow will still be continuing there, especially as some colder air comes down behind this system. All right, here's our first call for the snowfall amounts. Heaviest will be probably from the Mount Washington Valley through the Lakes region, and then the higher terrain when you get towards, say, Sunapee, Warner, and down even into the Monadnock region, the Peterborough area, about 8 to 14 inches of snow, and it will be all snow in these areas. Just to the north of the notches, about 6 to 10 inches there. then Concord down into Manchester and Keene, and probably up just into the Rochester, Dover area, about 6 to 10 inches. And then from Dover into Portsmouth and the eastern half of Rockingham County, expecting 4 to 8 inches of snow, with the sleet kind of falling on top of it late Tuesday night and through Wednesday morning. Thursday, we're dry, temperatures in the 30s, and then another system comes through, but this one bringing some mild air with it, so it looks like rain coming in on Friday and into Saturday.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Haley LaPointe. So get ready for the snow that comes into New Hampshire. And now let's take a look at your traffic and see how your roadways are moving on the roads this morning. And here's a look at your traffic this morning. We're seeing a lot of green roadways. We have a little tiny yellow area near the Concord and along Hopkinton, making its way down over here. And then a tiny yellow and red area near the Nashua area. Otherwise, your traffic is moving pretty good on your Monday morning. No major incidents or accidents to report just yet, so that is good news there. Now let's go to your news. Hampstead man watches home go up in flames on security app while out of town. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
At Beltade's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltade's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
A fun night of cheering on his favorite team in the Super Bowl turned into a nightmare for Michael Tedesco.
I was just basically baffled by the whole situation.
The Hampstead man was visiting his girlfriend in Chicago. The two were watching the Pats play at a bar when he received an alert on his phone.
I looked at it, it was just like a white screen. Didn't think anything of it, put the phone back in my pocket. Happened again, a third, a fourth time. By the fourth time, I thought the worst. I'm like, I think somebody broke into my house.
But that wasn't the case. A neighbor called Tedesco to tell him his home was actually on fire.
Right then and there, everything just went like blank. I was just like, nothing else mattered in the world. I was looking at my phone camera, and I was basically watching my house being put in flames.
At one point, Tedesco talks with firefighters through the camera, trying to help them get inside.
I have a lockbox key right behind you. A lockbox key right behind you.
I felt so helpless. Like, I didn't know what else to do.
Tedesco says this was the result of an electrical fire, and bags of pellets stored in his basement helped fuel the flames. His home is pretty much a total loss.
It was pretty devastating because you literally leave and you come back and you realize you don't have a home anymore. So I just had my suitcase full of clothes, mostly all Pats gear.
One of the very few items spared is Tedesco's prized possession, a Patriots football signed by Julian Edelman.
Which is kind of ironic, the fact that he won the MVP, and luckily it survived the flames.
Still in good spirits despite this ordeal. Now, Mike's friends have actually started a GoFundMe page to help him out, but he says he'll be okay. He'll be able to rebuild. He says he's just grateful that no one was hurt, so he'll likely donate that money to fire victims who need it. Reporting live in Hampstead, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Two rescued hikers rescued on Mount Major in Alton. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Two people are hurt, one of them seriously, after two separate hiker rescues in Alton. They happened on Mount Major. Crews say a man suffered a serious head injury after he slipped on ice. During that first rescue, crews say they came across another hiker who was also in need of help. They say that woman also slipped on ice, but her injuries are not life-threatening.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Safety urged aimed spike in chimney fires. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
Firefighters in Merrimack patch up the side of a home on Foster Road.
Companies were dispatched for a reported chimney fire.
Luckily, there wasn't too much damage. Assistant Chief Matt Duke says crews worked fast to keep the fire contained.
They immediately opened up the area around the chimney, extinguished the fire, made sure it didn't spread any further.
We definitely see an uptick in chimney fires this time of year. As a matter of fact, just in the state, we had several this past weekend.
While it's unclear how the Merrimack fire started, officials say routine maintenance is always your best protection against a chimney fire.
It's not uncommon. It's very important to maintain your chimney properly, keep it clean, have it inspected regularly for things like damaged brick, damaged tile.
Preferably before you burn in the fall, and that way over the spring and summer, if you had an animal that got in there, built a nest or any sort of obstruction, that the inspector is able to find that and clear it out for you.
There are more dangers than just fire. A buildup inside the chimney could force smoke and harmful chemicals back into your home.
It's obviously critically important to have smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in the home, particularly if you're burning wood or any other sort of fuel.
The firefighters also want to remind people to keep any wood stove or fireplace doors shut, especially overnight, so that a fire doesn't start inside your home. We're live in Manchester tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police investigation in Bath. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Come in St. Politos this February and save an additional 10% during our President's Month sale. Save on...
Well, right now, an ongoing investigation by Vermont State Police in Bath. A heavy police presence has been seen on Goose Lane the past couple of days. Police are not able to confirm much. Other than that, they got a tip that may be related to potential evidence of an ongoing case they're investigating. So far, they have not released any more details.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we will be sure to keep you updated if we get any new information into our newsroom. Warren makes stop in Dover after announcing candidacy for president. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez. Sorry about that one.
Strict attention to detail. That's what sets Kubota construction equipment apart.
Ready, because change is coming faster than you think.
That's the message to her critics as U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren announces her bid for president in Lawrence, Massachusetts, at the site of an historic labor strike led by women over 100 years ago.
This is the fight of our lives. The fight to build an America where dreams are possible, an America that works for everyone.
Supporters stood in the cold to hear the Democrats speak and catch a picture with her.
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't think I'd get a picture. She came right over, smiled.
Warren vows to make structural change to benefit working families.
It would take a lot for someone to talk about this issue the way that she talks about it and change my mind that she's the person that I want running the country.
This is why I'm in it. I'm in it for my family, and I'm in it for your families.
And in Dover, Warren brought the same message and took questions from the audience. New Hampshire voters we spoke to want to meet more candidates before deciding who they'll vote for.
I thought it was very positive, and it made me even more interested in voting for her.
Well, I thought they were excellent, but I wanted her to speak more about health care because I want to hear somebody really speak up for universal health care.
We dream big. We fight hard, and we make the change America needs. That's how we're going to win.
Now, Warren made no mention to the controversy this week when she apologized for writing American Indian as her race on that application for the Texas State Bar back in the 80s. The media had no opportunity to ask Warren any questions. That's the latest live in Dover tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dems' 2020 field now includes Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Homewood's Furniture and Design Center is having a truckload sale of reclining furniture at unprecedented prices.
Senator Klobuchar will be joining a very crowded Democratic field. She made her official announcement with a very snowy backdrop in her home state of Minnesota. She's now one of 7 women seeking the Democratic nomination. Now, in her speech, the senator says she is representing every worker, farmer, dreamer, and builder. She says Washington has done nothing to address problems surrounding income inequality and climate change.
Today, on this snowy day on this island, we say enough is enough. Our nation must be governed not from chaos, but from opportunity, not by wallowing over what's wrong, but by marching inexorably toward what's right. And it has to start with all of us.
Now, sources tell News 9 Klobuchar is expected to spend a significant amount of time in New Hampshire. An official visit has not been scheduled, but New Hampshire is said to be very close to her campaign's radar. In the studio, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And once we get those details, we will be sure to bring it to you right here on the Riley King Network. Dow features to a lower open as trade political concerns linger. U.S. stocks index feature a lower Monday morning as investors mentioned trade talks and political developments. Another city's school teachers set to strike as nation trend spreads. Denver public school teachers are planning to strike Monday after negotiations over a compensation package that allowed teachers to earn additional income failed. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.